Welcome to Hope's Homemade Kitchen. Tonight we're making a chicken enchilada casserole. Now this is perfect for a weeknight meal because it comes together in less than an hour. Now there's no rolling of enchiladas involved, and all of these delicious layers will satisfy your craving for Mexican food. So let's get started and I'll show you the ingredients. The ingredients for the chicken enchilada casserole are rotisserie chicken, cheese, I'm using Monterey Jack cheese, sour cream, diced green chilies, green enchilada sauce, Rotel tomatoes, cream of chicken soup, corn tortillas, canola or vegetable oil. I'm using a 13 by 9 inch pan and I'll be spraying it with cooking spray. And for garnish, green onions and cilantro. Now the first thing I'm doing is deboning a rotisserie chicken. So I'm removing all of the skin and bones. If you're able to pick up a rotisserie chicken, the cooking is done for you already. And it's so easy and it's delicious, being already seasoned. You can chop it or shred it. I'm just kind of shredding it as I go. Just make sure you look closely, make sure there's no bones left in there. These Costco chickens are actually pretty large, so you don't have to use the whole thing in one dish. That's what I love about these. You can make so many meals just from one rotisserie chicken. So I'll probably be using most of it today. We're making a 13 by 9 inch casserole. I like to go through one more time and make sure I didn't miss any bones. Okay, we'll set that aside for now. Next, I'm going to shred the cheese. I'm using about a pound of Monterey Jack cheese. It's actually what's called Marble Jack, which is a combination of Colby and Monterey Jack cheese. You can use any kind of cheddar, Mexican blend that you like. Now, some of this will be going into my sauce mixture, and I'll reserve some to go right on top of the casserole. You can also use the pre-shredded bags. That's perfectly fine. It's actually faster than this. All the cheese is shredded. We'll put that aside for now, and we'll prep our tortillas. Okay, to prep our tortillas, we're just gonna lightly fry them until they start to bubble up a little bit, and that just makes them pliable. I'm gonna start with 12. Just gonna put in a little bit of canola oil. Just let that oil get hot enough. It's only going to take just a few seconds on each side. See, they're starting to bubble a little bit there. Turn it over and let it bubble on the other side. I'm just going to remove them to a plate until we're ready to put the casserole together. You don't want to fry them till they're crispy, you just want them till they're soft and pliable. See, that's only a few seconds on each side. Okay, that's the last one. Now we'll take these over, make our sauce, and then start to assemble our casserole. Okay, now we're going to make our sauce. I've got 1 4-ounce can of diced green chilies. I've got 2 10-ounce cans of green enchilada sauce. 1 can of Rotel tomatoes, that's diced tomatoes and green chilies together. 1 10.5-ounce can of cream of chicken soup. You can also use cream of mushroom, and then 16 ounces of sour cream. I'm going to add in a little bit of pepper, and I'm also going to add in about half of the cheese that I shredded. And I'll reserve the rest of it for the top. Okay, now we're ready to assemble our casserole. I've sprayed this casserole, a 13 by 9 inch pan, with cooking spray, and I am going to put a little bit of the sauce on the bottom. You can cut your tortillas just to kind of fit, or you can overlap them. So what you'll need to do now, after you put your sauce in your first layer of tortillas, just put another layer of sauce in there. And then we want to add our chicken in. I'm going to do a good layer of chicken. And then we just keep layering. I have about a half a cup of chicken left, I think. I'm going to use that maybe for another dish, maybe a salad. Okay, so that was 12. I think I'm going to do 2 more tortillas to fill that up. Okay, so I did 3 more tortillas. I'll put in the recipe like 12 to 15 corn tortillas. All right, so then I'll cover it with more of the sauce. Just to be safe, I'll put a baking sheet under this when I put it in the oven, just in case it bubbles over. And then I'll top it with the rest of my shredded cheese. Okay, I'm going to put this in a 350-degree oven, and I'll put it in for 30 minutes to start with. Just make sure it's bubbly and browned. Whew, does that look good or what? Okay, the casserole was in the oven for 45 minutes. I had it at 350 degrees. Just wasn't cooking as fast as I would like, so I bumped it up to 375, so for a total of 45 minutes. Now what we're going to do is just sprinkle it with some green onions. And a little bit of chopped cilantro. And we're going to let it cool for a little bit, and then we will dish it up and give it a taste test. Okay, now for a taste test of the chicken enchilada casserole. That is so good and comforting, so creamy, and it's just spicy enough. It's got the green enchilada sauce and the Rotel tomatoes in there. And I didn't add much other seasoning, I just added pepper. Everything else was already seasoned. So cheesy, creamy, and good. This is definitely a winner. And it'll be perfect for leftovers for a few days as well. And when something is this good, I don't mind eating leftovers. Thank you so much for joining me today on Hope's Homemade Kitchen as we made a delicious chicken enchilada casserole. If you haven't done so already, check out some of my playlist. What's for dinner? Desserts, and appetizers. If you'd like to see more videos, please subscribe and hit that bell for notification of additional videos. We'll see you next time.